There are reports a third aid convoy has entered the Rafah crossing leading from Egypt into Gaza. Our senior international correspondent, Margaret Evans, is part of our CBC News team on the ground in Israel, and she's going to lead off our coverage this hour live from Jerusalem. Margaret, this latest shipment that we're reporting on this morning, it follows at least 14 trucks which entered Gaza yesterday, 20 trucks in that first convoy on Saturday. What do we know about the aid that's moved in so far today, and how much more can we expect?
Well, Heather, we're just starting to hear that convoy is coming through, maybe even as we speak. They are, of course, checked as they go into Gaza. Israel insisting it won't allow any aid to go in if it contains anything beyond food, water, and medicine. Definitely no fuel. The aid agencies continue to say that this is a drop in the bucket. They would like to be seeing 100 trucks a day come in, packed with a lot more vital supplies than we're seeing so far. At the same time, there do seem to be assurances after conversations between Washington and the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over the weekend that this flow will continue, so that there won't be a halt. But it's not anywhere near the number of trucks that aid agencies would like to see going through. And we're also starting to see organizations like the International Committee of the Red Cross saying we also need to get people going in. We need to get nurses. We need to get surgeons. We need to get doctors to go in to help relieve the doctors, the medical workers under so much pressure for some 2 weeks now. They say they're exhausted. And we continue to see airstrikes in southern Gaza, even though Israel has urged people to move there. There were airstrikes overnight near Khan Yunis. And aid agencies, some aid workers say that people are actually considering going back to the north because conditions are so difficult. They don't have enough potable water. Food is scarce, and the population in the south has virtually doubled, with hundreds of thousands of people going down there, and they're all competing for food. And meanwhile, the airstrikes continue.
And on the military point, Israel's military confirmed in the daily briefing earlier today, Margaret, that it has been conducting ground raids, actual raids into Gaza. So what details did we learn about that fighting, and how does it link to or mean for any probable ground offensive?
It means, Heather, the way they describe it as reconnaissance missions, intelligence gathering missions, both to understand what potential threats they might face if and when a ground invasion is to go ahead. Again, we're talking about potentially really dense urban warfare. So there's that concern. But of course, they're also trying to gather intelligence about the whereabouts of the hostages. And when you talk to defense and intelligence analysts, they say that, this sense of a delay in the ground invasion, given the talk from the Israelis at the beginning, is about those same issues, as well as being prepared for any move from Lebanon and Hezbollah north of Israel getting involved in this campaign. So there's a lot of different factors at play in terms of what Israel is planning. And we are also expecting that the pressure from the families of hostages will also continue. And we do have Israel now saying that its war against Hamas is going to take months.
Margaret, thank you so much. Margaret Evans, our senior international correspondent and part of our CBC News team, live from Jerusalem this morning.